Hello and welcome back to another video, and today it is my preview slash lineup predictor for England versus Panama in the World Cup for the second group game in Group G. It's hugely important, so make sure you leave a like on the video if you want to see more England videos and World Cup content over the summer. Please leave a like. Let's try and smash 40 likes for this video. Subscribe if you're new. We're trying to reach 2.5k by the end of June, so if you could subscribe, it'd be much appreciated. And I will be doing a match reaction for this game and have goal reactions as I'm going to be watching the game with my mates and try and get some reactions to some of the things going on in the game. So make sure you stay tuned for that. But let's get straight into it. First up, I'm going to do my lineup prediction for the game. I think it's going to be a 3-5-2 or 5-3-2. Southgate said he's going to stick with that. He stuck with it against Tunisia, who are, I guess, quite defensive, and Panama are going to be defensive as well. So he's going to stick with that. And it worked quite well against Tunisia. I think we played really well. The performance was better than the result. But in goal, it has to be, for me, Jordan Pickford. He is the number one. He played pretty well against Tunisia. Didn't have to do much. Looked deep on the ball. He nearly saved that penalty. Just nearly got a hand to it. So I think Jordan Pickford will be in goal. I don't think Southgate will be mixing around with that right now. I think he's chosen Pickford for the first game. I doubt he will change it now, but if he does, it will be a bit surprised. And then defensively, I'm going to have the same defence as it was against Tunisia, which was Trippier, a right wing back, who was actually really good against Tunisia, getting those balls in, getting on the ball, taking players on, and played really well actually. And pretty surprised. I haven't seen much of Trippier. He's been quite decent for a fantasy team for mine because he gets assists and clean sheets. But he's done really well. And if Kane didn't score 2 goals, I think he would be my man of the match if below Kane. And then the centre backs, Maguire, Stones, and Walker. Obviously, Walker made that little bit of a mistake, but I think on the counter attack, he's really useful. If you want to catch someone on the break, he's able to chase them down. And then Maguire and Stones. Maguire was actually really impressive, getting on the ball and pushing forward. I think there's a big debate between Cahill and Maguire, but I think that game performance against Tunisia made me think Maguire is better, especially against these smaller teams. They can drive that team forward. He's got the confidence, maybe a little bit more than Cahill after he's had a few slip-ups this year with Chelsea. And then Stones, in my opinion, our best centre-back. He's got to be in there, and then Walker can just stay in there. And then left wing back, people may think that Rose should be in there, but for me, it has to be Ashley Young. He didn't play amazingly well in the game. His free kicks weren't too great, but his corners were really good. I think if we played that game in Euro 2016, we would have drawn or lost it, because Ashley Young's corners were so important in us getting the result. The brilliant corner for John Stones to get his head on it, and then got it to be played down, and then another one at the end. So especially in these games, we're gonna need good deliveries, and Ashley Young did provide good deliveries, especially for those corners. So I think Ashley Young has to be in that left wing back spot. He's not the greatest defensively or attacking wise, but Danny Rose isn't 100% fit. He hasn't played too much gameplay, and he doesn't have the corner taking ability that Ashley Young has. So hopefully, considering we've got a few big lads in there to get some headers on it, Ashley Young can put the ball in there and cause some problems for those Panama defenders onto the midfield. So then we move into the 3 in the midfield, and this is where it starts to get interesting. Henderson keeps his spot. I think he was actually pretty good against Tunisia, and I thought he was better than Ali. And then I'm going to actually put Loftus Cheek in that centre mid spot. When he came on, he actually made a difference. He got on the ball, he started taking on plays, he was taking risks. And I was really impressed with him. I haven't seen a lot of Loftus Cheek, and he's done really well. And I think if he can play like that with no fear against Panama, they're going to probably kick some of our players. If he plays like that, I think we've got a decent chance. But then I'm going to drop Lingard in that cam spot and put Dele Alli. Why have I done that? Lingard missed, I think I was counting with my mates, he missed four chances. And these weren't hard chances. First up, he had some other pretty easy ones as well. And considering in these games, we're going to need to be clinical, because they're going to be very defensively minded, and we're going to need to be clinical to get that first goal. And I think Dele Alli offers a little bit more in that cam spot. and he's got I think a little bit more better connection with Harry Kane, which could be useful. And he's also a bit of a physical presence, as we may need that from crosses and stuff. So I think Dele Alli in that cam spot could be a little bit better. Let me know if you disagree with me. Should Lingard be in that spot? And should Ruben Loftus-Cheek be playing? So let me know down in the comments below. And now we move on to the 2 forwards. We move on to our 2 forwards. Obviously, we've got Harry Kane, the hero, the saviour. Big man Harry Kane scored 2 goals to save us in that game. But he's our captain. He's definitely starting. I've dropped Sterling. Why have I dropped Sterling? I think the pressure got to him in that game. He missed that great chance, and then he seemed to be smiling after. And I don't know if, personally, I'd prefer Rashford. Rashford gets on that ball, he drives at players, and he's willing to take those risks. And I think we need to, and he draws defenders. So I'd personally prefer Rashford over Sterling for this game. I know Sterling is obviously a quality player, but I think Rashford, I don't know, I prefer Rashford for this game. Bit more, same sort of pace, but I don't know, I think he's going to have that better chance of taking on the man and be a little bit more clinical, as there's a lot less pressure on Rashford, and I think the pressure has got to Sterling. And I think being on the bench, maybe come on and then get a goal could give him a lot more confidence, rather than starting, play 60 minutes, then come off. So I think starting Rashford, then taking off Sterling could be a little bit better for Sterling. I think Sterling, the media have got to him, and it hasn't impacted his performances for England. So that is my lineup prediction. Now I'm going to move over to my prediction for the game. So my prediction for the game, it's going to be a very tough one to predict. I don't think you can ever go for a 6-0 or 5-0, because at this World Cup it's proven Spain couldn't beat Iran. The smaller teams have been able to defend so well, and the refs aren't bringing up fouls, which there probably should be some red cards and stuff. They're not allowing fouls, so players are going to be kicked, they're going to be pushed, they're going to have to real fight for the win. And I don't think it's going to be an easy, comfortable 4-0 win. It never is. But I think what we learnt from the Belgium versus Panama game, if you can get the early goal and then get another one, then they struggle to score goals, and if you got to try and get these teams out there. So if we score a couple of early goals, I can see us winning at 3-0. But if we don't, I can see another tight game like the Tunisia one, and I'm gonna go for a 2-0 win. I think we'll I think Harry Kane will score 1. And I think Sterling off the bench. So I don't think it'll be an easy game. I think Panama will be able to defend really well. And I think maybe a bit of magic from Kane, Sterling, or somebody else will get us over the line. But let me know your predictions down below. And yeah, I think if we do win that game, and Belgium win our game, then we are qualified for the knockout stages. And then we go into the Belgium game with confidence. So hopefully it's another good performance like the Tunisia game, and I think probably that is kind of the best performance of the tournament so far. Obviously not the best scoreline, but on performance-wise, we played really well and created a lot of chances. So if we can play like that, then I think we'll win the game. But let me know your predictions down below, your score predictions, your goal scorers, and leave a like on the video if you have enjoyed it. Let's make sure you try and smash a like on the video. Try and smash 40 likes on the video, and let me know if you want to see more World Cup content or England content. Obviously, I will be trying to do a match reaction for the game with goal reactions and other stuff, as I'll be watching it with my mates. And make sure you subscribe if you haven't already. I'm trying to reach 2.5k by the start of June. And I'll see you all later.